Hey guys, Nina's Apollo here. How are you? Hope you had a great Thanksgiving. We're moving on into December. So I'm going to be talking about, of course, the soul's role in personality typing. If you don't know what that is, it's just a new personality paradigm. It's personality typing with a spiritual understanding. So if you're new here, welcome. Yay, you're here. It's as I roll this stuff out, I get more and more excited, and the more people I talk to, I can see the lights going on. So all my work is not in vain. It's a little tough to introduce a new concept, but I believe the concept was given to me to help. There's a few people in the collective, a lot of people in the collective, but when you're given a gift, when you're given something, right? That gift from your own divinity, from divine intelligence, right? From the divinity of who you are, to express it in the collective. I read this very profound statement that said, you're given a gift to the collective before the collective even knows that they need it. So I've been feeling that. But I think it's time people are going to start recognizing the importance of the soul's role in personality typing. Okay, enough said, right? But here I want to talk today, this week, it's going to be on the blog. I'm talking about 10 ways to be less anxious this holiday season. I've already talked to a couple of my friends and neighbors, and they're like, oh, the holidays are here, and I see the freaking out stuff going on already. And I'm like, whoop. Okay, it's not even, December 2nd or 3rd. We need to roll that back. Let's step that back. Where's the joy in that? Like, we don't go in the holidays to be all stressed out and, anxious, and just our tone of voice gets cranky. I know that all too well, because that is something I've done to my son, and I've really, really been working hard on correcting that. It's something that was mirrored to me during childhood. When somebody gets that tone, it's very passive aggressive. They don't really say anything in an angry way, but there's just that tone that indicates, shut up, right? So I've been working on that. But that's just one of the ways I think we sometimes go through the holiday season. We don't even realize it. Like, I didn't even realize I was doing that until I was told I was doing that. And I was told I was doing that quite often. So it was like, okay, well then if you're getting that people are telling you that you have this nasty tone, cut it out, right? You gotta fix your stuff, unless you just don't want to fix it, and that's fine too. But we're all here to evolve and grow and fix our stuff. We're all here to mirror divinity, not mirror fear and bad behaviors and things that are uncharacteristically not who we are, right? And I think that's why so many people are coming to the holidays and they're in this crisis mode, it's like, rah, and it's just a reflection of what's been going on in you, and the holidays just it just exacerbates it. So I want to talk about that. I'm talking about the holidays, and I want to give you 10 ways to be less stressed. I'm going to go through some of the 10 ways. Before I talk about that, I really wanted to talk about, if you hear squeaking, it's my dog. He's got his squeaky toy out, of course, when I want to do this, and he's not moving. So, I let my dog be my dog. He's a dog, so he gets to be a dog. Because that's his truth, right? But, before we start talking about getting in these 10 ways, and I want to go through some of our favorite, I think some of the most popular and some of the most favorite Christmas stories, and why they are, have made such an impact on millions of people. But before I start talking about that too, I want to go back and say, where's the joy in it? If you haven't found your joy, if you're doing things robotically just to get things done, like I did that for so many years. See, and I didn't do it for Christmas per se, I did it in Thanksgiving. My son's birthday, I had him on Thanksgiving Day. I know. What a gift, right? And then for years, on my ex-husband's side of the family, his mother had the same birthday. And for years we would truck over there, and it was very anxiety provoking. It was very stressful because we had to drive, the traffic, all the stuff that comes with that. And I always felt like my son was being overshadowed, and he was little, and it was just like, oh, we always were making such a big deal for the grandma, and Massive was kind of second fiddle. And I did it for years, and it started really bothering me. That tone was coming out. I was getting really angry. I'm like, okay, I'm done with this. So, and one of the tips in here while I'm talking about this is one of the things that you have to do is you have to tell people what you need. And speaking your truth, sometimes it's hard, But I finally got to the point where I'm like, you know what? I don't want this anymore. This does not bring me joy. It's very stress producing. It's not appreciated. And I feel like my son is getting slighted. And he needs to celebrate his birthday beyond the celebration with your mother. Like, I get it, but it's his special day as well. And I didn't feel that he was getting that, and this could have been a mama bear, ego protecting her son, but honestly, it was getting to be, it just wasn't joyful. It was forced, and it wasn't fun. There were some fun moments, don't get me wrong, of course, because on my ex-partner's side of the family, his brothers are uber talented. They're great musicians. So that was so much fun for me because they were so, they'd get out a guitar and harmonica and they'd start singing away, which was fun. But that wasn't worth that whole time of me being untruthful with myself and not telling somebody what I needed. It just wasn't working. So that's one of the things that I talk about in this blog. Is just like, you have to be real with yourself. Get real with yourself. Figure out what you need, right? And then ask for help. And I didn't ask for help either. I am an ENTP. I'm very independent. I don't like the convention around me. I like my freedom. I want to do what I want, which is good and bad. Like, every aspect of your personality has a good thing and a bad thing. And if you overdo your strengths, or what I like to say, your divine gifts, then they become triggers, you just isolate yourself. You get into fear mode and they don't work for you. So, we have to figure that stuff out. So you have to ask for help. And I didn't ask for help in that situation. So I'm not going to go into the whole situation, but you're getting my drift, right? So if you're in a situation around Christmas time and everyone's expecting you to have the perfect event, everything's decorated. You have like a mountain of cookies and presents and everything's perfect. The cocktails are everything's just done. Well, I don't know about you, but I am not Nate Berkus with 100 little merry elves running around just making everything right. I mean, that's not the way my world works, And so if you're looking for that, of course you're stressed. Of course you're anxious. But are you being true to yourself? Is that who you really are? For me, I like to decorate. It's how my mind works. Because for an ENTP, I see a lot of patterns. I'm like, ooh, this would look good set like this. So, design's all about patterning. So I like doing stuff like that. I mean, so, cooking, some things, I'm getting better at it. But, I don't want to be in the kitchen all day. I really don't. I just, so it's, and you all know me, I talk about this. I like simple. I like simple and practical. And I think I like simple and practical because it helps me to be able to get into what I like to do is think, and think about things. So So the first thing is, if you're in this Christmas holiday and you're feeling like, oh, I'm so stressed, it's anxious, I don't want to do this, then don't do it. Do what you love. And if you have kids, what happens at Christmas? You see it all the time. You get them all this stuff, which, I'm not a big proponent of that. And what do? They go play in the boxes. So, what we think is important, they probably don't think in the same way. So all the things we think we need to do, we probably don't. So why don't you ask yourself what you enjoy, what feeds your soul? And this year, start from that and ask your partner or your family or your friends or whomever for help. Ask the kids for help. Oh my God, they'd love to join in. So see if you can approach things, think of things in a little bit different ways. Instead of, we become robotic about it because we've been so conditioned. Like this whole Black Friday, go out there, save money, buy a lot of stuff you don't need. Really? Let's call bullshit on that, okay? Because that needs to just go. And you know what? It's kind of invasive into Thanksgiving. Let's be grateful. Let's have gratitude. One in the store, this poor girl's working on Thanksgiving so people could come in at 5 o'clock in the morning and go get a Barca lounger. I was like, really? And she said they were nasty on top of it. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry for you. So we had a great conversation, but it's just like, really, we're pulling people out of their homes on Thanksgiving so we can have more stuff when they should be with their families. That's back-ass thinking to me. Or like my mom used to say, stinking thinking. But anyway, that's a whole nother story. So let's get into some of these tips. And then I want to, I think you'll find some of these things, yeah, you've probably heard of them before, but let's just rethink them and start putting them into your brain. So as the holidays start coming in, you're like, oh yeah, I probably should do that. Take 3 of them or take 2 of them and just do 2, right? So first, I'm going to tell you, you better know your personality type and work to your strengths. Like me, if it's not simple and it gets overcomplicated and there's all these theories and charts and not theories, but charts and schedules, and I'm out. I'm like out. I'm like, nope, not going to be there. I'll show up. You want me to bring something fun, but I'm not going to go into this whole big rigmarole that we need to do this, then this, and this, and this, and this. And I know some of that has to be done. I get it. But that's not what I love. So I don't want to participate in that. I'll participate in something that I like. And then, I'll bring more joy and love to it, and it'll be better for everybody. And, instead of me going in there begrudgingly, not wanting to do it and bringing that energy in there, right? You got to think about those things, and we don't stop to think about it. So let's think about that, okay? And then the next thing is get off the internet. Like I said, I am not Nate Berkus. I don't have, 34 little merry elves running around and helping me put everything perfectly and everything's just so. I don't know about you. If you have that, great. I don't. But let's stop comparing ourselves, to the magazine layouts, that obviously and most realistically aren't realistic. I don't know about you, but I've got a dog at home and he ruffles through things. I've got my older son here. I'm here. Things get messy. Things get messy. They're not picture perfect. So get off the internet, quit comparing, and relax. Do the best you can and love what you're doing, right? It's going to be perfect for you and your family and your friends or whomever. So just do that, right? Don't stress yourself out about having all this perfection because there is no such thing. That's a man-made construct. So breathe that out and let that one go. That's a big one for a lot of people. Funny thing is too, like around the holidays, take a day off. Just take a day off. I don't care what you do on your day off, take a day off. I don't care if you just want to curl up, open a book, Get a couple hot cider out. Like I love opening a crisp new magazine. There is nothing better. I love books too. Like everybody knows I'm like a book freak. Uh, Actually, I think I'm bordering on a book hoarder. I gotta be careful of that. Anyhow, but a crisp magazine with some hot cocoa or a cider beside you. Oh, that is me. I love that, right? But for you, if you're, if you have more of an extrovert personality, you might want to do that. You might want to do an activity. You might want to go to the spa and just have a spa day, or go skiing or do something. But the idea for you is to relax. So if you're going to do something that you don't relax, rethink that. Even extroverts, I myself am an extrovert, we need downtime. So, and especially as we come into the holidays, because if you haven't relaxed and rejuvenated and come into silence and can gain some perspective on what this stuff's really all about, and a lot of it's a marketing propaganda to have you go buy things, because who's benefiting from this? Think about it. The retailers, the people how are you benefiting? So people go into credit card debt over the holidays. That's not good. And you don't need all that stuff. I guarantee you don't need all that stuff. I know. I've been in that place. I have to have this. I have to have this. Oh, they're saying I have to have this. None of that. And you know what? It's so freeing. It's so freeing when you get out of that paradigm, that paradox of needing from the external, that you're not letting the God of fear suck you in. Like you have to have it or you're not going to be good enough. Yes, you are. You're going to be perfectly fine, right? You're going to be fine. You are a spark of divine. So how could you not be fine? You have to kind of rethink things. Rethink what makes you happy, For me now, like fresh flowers are just like the ultimate thing for me. So I don't need a lot. And I love that. I love that about myself. I love that I've come into that space and I'm perfectly okay with that. I don't need a lot. Now, you can't tell by the clutter behind me. But I'm telling you, those are my books. I know. Crazy, right? Anyhow, so take a day off, okay? Just relax, take a day off. And you know what's fun, which, we don't really do a lot, but like sing and dance your way into the season. Like, I'm a freak about Christmas. So, of course, I get a live tree. And I have a blog, too, that you might want to read. I think I'm going to put it in the link. It's about Christmas in July. It's about the benefits of a live tree over a fake tree. Whew, you do want to read it, especially if you have kids. Anyhow, I was putting up the tree, singing, off-key, belting out Christmas tunes. Don't even know the words, but I'm like, I'm like being crazy, right? Oliver's looking at me like, Mom, are you okay? But it was fun. Like I was singing, I was dancing, I was putting the ornaments on, I was sweeping up the pine needles, which I love pine needles, and I love when I find them like in the summer because it just clicks into that Christmas. It just clicks me back into that moment. So it was like, oh, pine trees are so messy. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. It's that perfection thing. Let that go. You know what? And another thing that's really interesting, when you do something for someone else, your dopamine levels increase. I try really hard. I'm not perfect, believe me. I mean, I'm a hot mess most of the time. But I do try to do things for other people pretty regularly. And for me, I don't know, I've gone into baking. I don't know what. Whoa. I don't know, but it's this thing I do. So if I know somebody just they're like, oh, I'm just going to do this. And, if they regular eat a lot of fast food or something, I'll try to bring them a homemade baked good. Healthy as possible, but it's Christmas. So I do, there could be a little bit of sugar in it. No one's going to die. But just do something nice for somebody. Maybe it's not a baked good. Maybe you bring them a poinsettia, or maybe you go, hey, you need some help wrapping your gifts? Or do you need a lift to the store? Or I'm going to the grocery store. Can I get you something? It doesn't have to be a grand gesture, right? It can be something small. I'm telling you, you'll feel better after that. that stress and anxiety starts to ebb a little bit. And I know you're busy, but the point is to take the time out to do something for somebody else and forget about yourself. Quit layering all that. I'm so busy, I need to do this, this, this. Let the checklist go. Put your to-do list down. And I know that's hard for a lot of J types. I get it. Because you like that organization. It makes you feel good. But sometimes, just let it go a little bit. Give it a rest. Give it a rest. And then another thing is, it kind of goes into what I'm saying. It's, when you're feeling out of control, stop and breathe. Here again, like breathing alleviates stress. Like 3 deep breaths. Skip the pills, skip the booze, No gym. You don't have to go to the gym and go, I do, I am a proponent of working out, but, in the moment, what can you do in the moment? Don't reach for something. Breathe. Breathe. It's essential you. Breathing 3 deep breaths. I'm telling you. It will relax you instantly on the spot. Don't go for the pills. Don't go for the booze. Just breathe. It works. It works. You just gotta think that. Create that in your mind. Know it works. It does. I know it works. I do it all the time. Another good thing I love to do is just go for a walk. Like if you're stressed out, things are overwhelming. This can be a hard time of year for introverts too, because things do get overwhelming. There's a lot of family that's coming into town, or, your neighbors might just come by unexpectedly just to say, hey, drop over a goodie. Nina. I got to be careful of that. Now that I'm thinking of that. But, and you don't have to answer the door. Don't answer the door if you don't want to. But, it can be stressful. But the thing about if you go and take a walk, did you know walking curbs carbohydrate cravings? Yay. So all that chocolate and the cookies and the sweets that are just everywhere during the holidays, in abundance. If you go for a walk, you'll start curbing that. So you won't want to reach as much. So even if you do the one thing, just start walking, take a walk, get up early in the morning, take a walk, or go at night when all the Christmas decorations are lit. That's like my favorite thing to do during Christmas is just walk at night and look at all the decorations and, peer into somebody's home and see how their tree's lit or how their Hanukkah displays lit or whatever they're celebrating. It's just exciting to me to see all that. I love all the lights and the sparkly and the glitter. I love all that stuff. So, take a walk. It's good for you too. Another thing I'm saying is be screen free. Okay. I think we get so addicted to even TV, like TV and, don't turn this off yet because I know we're on our screens. Just don't be so, addicted to this screening stuff. I'm really starting to take, I'll have days where I'll watch some stuff and then I'll have days that I just don't even turn the TV on at all, and I stop my computer at 6 or 7. It depends on when I get up, my morning routine. I just turn it off, and my phone too. I don't check my phone. I'm not on my phone. My phone's in airplane mode a lot. So I'm kind of trying to wean myself away from all this. I don't think it's healthy. I think we compare ourselves. I go back to that comparing thing. Oh, look up, and it's cool to get ideas. I love that. I love that about that. But when it gets to be unhealthy, when you start comparing yourself, go, oh gosh, I need to do that. And why don't I have that done already? Or, you start seeing your life through somebody else's screen, which, do you know these people that well? Is it real? I don't know, You can't see yourself through that. You have to walk in your own truth and do what brings you joy. It's part of the reason for the season, And whether you believe Christ was born at Christmas or not, it's here. We can go into that. There's big theories on that. And that's okay too. But for now, I like all the lights. I like that people seem a little bit happier. Most. But there is stress, and this is what we're trying to, illuminate the anxiety, what's causing it, right? You need to ask for help. You need to realize what you really want, who you really are. And it comes back to your personality type. You have to know what your strengths and weaknesses are. So try to be screen-free, and then I'm just saying again, ask for help. When you start getting overwhelmed, ask for help. Overwhelmment is your body reacting to too much information. There's too much coming in. And so your mind's just not processing it. So you need to ask for help, right? You need to ask for help. And there's nothing wrong with asking for help. I know we've been conditioned in society to say, oh God, if you ask for help, you're weak. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. Take it from me, Miss Independence. If I didn't get help going through my 7-year life tsunami, I wouldn't be here right now. I got so much help. It was incredible. And it actually made me feel good that people cared enough to want to help me. Instead of this conditioned, stinking thinking that says, oh, you asked for help, you're weak. You're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to be this, this, and this. You're a loser if you need help. We've been conditioned to think that way, and that's not the right way. We all need help. No matter what, no matter Christmas, no matter what time of the year it is, we all need help. That we're made to be with each other. We're made to help each other, to serve each other, and to be there for each other in whatever way we can contribute. That's healthy. The other way, to me, is a little bit narcissistic. I don't need anybody but myself. My name is Caesar. I'm the king. I'm like, yeah, really? I don't know about that. That's just my 2 cents. As always, take what you need and leave the rest, right? But I think we all need help. So please ask for help. If you're feeling overwhelmed, ask. I'm sure somebody is ready and willing to pitch in. So finally, I'm going to say is make time for family. And when I talk about family, let me define family. Family are people that support you. Family are people that want to help you rise up. Family are people that are going to be there for you no matter what. So if this is blood family, great. If it's friends, great. If it's your tribe, great. Just make time for them. Make quality time for them and be there for them. They might be asking for help and you might be able to be there to serve them. That's how it works. Just how it works. So then I'm going to wrap up real quickly because I think these things are interesting. I don't know. Leave a comment. What's your favorite Christmas movie? I watch all of them. I'm like, all of them. One of my most favorite ones, and I'm kind of childlike, so of course this makes sense. I really love the Charlie Brown movie. The little Charlie Brown Christmas show, whatever. And why I think it's so interesting is because, Charlie Brown always told his truth. He was who he was, right? He was just Charlie Brown. And in the Christmas movie, it just illustrates this. He's trying to be himself. He's trying to wrangle all these people in this play, and people are making fun of him, and they send him away. In which lots happens a lot of time, especially in this day and age now, with people having a lot of mixed emotions about what's going on. Some people are welcome, some people aren't. But in this Christmas show, they send him away, go get a tree. So again, his heart, it's such a beautiful story. His heart goes to the tree, right, that needs him. He feels that tree needs him. It needs love. He needed love. And it's so beautiful how he just says, I'm going to get this tree. And he goes, oh God, I'm such a loser. I bought this tree, and look, it's dying on me already. He put one ornament on it, went, you know, remember that scene? And then, you know, Linus wraps a blanket around. And of course, you know, they make it into this beautiful tree. But, you know, it's such a poignant moment that he just wants to give the tree love because he's needing that so much. And don't we all do that when we need love or we need just support? We reach out. We reach out. And instead we should be reaching in and loving ourselves for who we really are. We're beautiful, powerful beings. That to me, the Charlie Brown Christmas is to me one of the best. One of the best. And there's a lot more, but this is getting long, so I'll stop there. But I want you all to try to look at Christmas from a different perspective. Kind of get your foothold on it. And if you don't like Christmas, then don't participate. Because you know what? You bring stinking thinking energy into it. You know? I used to live with somebody that just like hated Christmas and it was a drag, you know? Just like, if you don't like it, don't participate. But I'm also going to say, don't be negative about it. You know, I'm not asking you to participate because I'm enjoying it for what it is. You know, but don't sit there and be a doggy downer. Why are we doing this? Because we are. Because I enjoy it. And if you could step into somebody else's joy of the season, and maybe you're not into it, that's okay. But if you're stepping into somebody else's joy, the person that you love, and they love it, it might bring you joy too, indirectly, because you love that person. You see your kids' eyes light up. You know, there's a lot to be grateful in that. It's, you know, and I'll just do a little sidebar, but it's a wonderful life too. I mean, I think everybody resonates with that because we have so much to be grateful for, and we so often take that for granted. It's the little things in our lives every single day that we need to be grateful for. And that movie just illuminates that. It illuminates that, the little things, you know? How many of us have something loose, like the spool that comes off the staircase every time you go up the staircase? But it makes your home, or it makes your part of your life. It gives that little flavor, that little, you know, touch of you. We have to be grateful for what we have, you know? And I think that's why that movie touches us so deeply. It's because we all realize in the end, wow, look how many people we've touched just by being who we are and being grateful for what we have. And people realize that truth and that sentiment is real, and they gravitate to you. They gravitate to your magic because so many people are looking for their truth. I think that's why we love that movie so much. And the same thing with Ebenezer Scrooge, The Christmas Carol. I mean, look at him. He was just like, he had all the money, he had everything, but he was lonely and bitter. You know, having it all does nothing for you inside. How does it fill you up? It's just that, again, you're looking for that external God to replenish you. It's not going to happen. I mean, it only comes from within. It comes from that divine sparkle within, and you have to know yourself. That's what I'm talking about, the soul's role and personality typing. It's that spiritual understanding. It's rising above this God of fear, this conditioned world, the ego world, the greedy world that keeps you reaching out right? And if you go up, if you go here to the world within, you keep on rising up and you keep on getting further and further away from this. And yet your soul and who you are keeps on getting closer and closer to what's important. Divine love, unconditional love. It just rises you up. It's a beautiful place to be. It's not easy, you know? I don't think anybody, I don't do that on a daily basis. I live on a planet. I mean, it's a shit show right now. I mean, like, look around. But I try to remind myself when I get into that fear, I kind of kick that out kind of quickly and say, no. Oh no, that's not going to enter my space. Because we're not here to be fear beings. We're not here to be stressed out maniacs. We're not. It's not who we are. And so over the holidays, if you want to start releasing everything and letting things go, hopefully you use some of these 10 tips. And hopefully you'll be like Ebenezer Scrooge and you'll realize what's really, really, really important. Gathering. Good food. Good food. Good food. And it doesn't have to be a lot, right? But just gathering and listening to people and touching them, hugging them, loving them, showing them that you care. We all need that. That's what the holidays are all about, right? It's not about the gifts or the tree. It's not about any of that, right? And like I said, I define family, so yeah, there's no definition on who you can love and how much you can love, right? Because I have good friends that I call sisters, and they will always be my sisters, always. And I love them dearly. As a matter of fact, I gotta go because I gotta go put a birthday present in the mail. And I gotta get running. But anyway, this is a long video, but I hope you enjoyed it. I really hope you start understanding, you know, how your personality type is a tool to help support your spiritual self, your spiritual senses, and to get in touch with them. Because when you start using your spiritual senses and allow them to express through a healthy personality type, you start elevating yourself. You start going from this fear-based, controlled space, which, look in the world, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. To a happier, more elevated space. It takes work to get there, I will tell you. It took me a 7-year tsunami to show me. I had to land on my ass. But you know, sometimes you need to go all the way down to rise all the way up. And I'm not all the way up, believe me. I'll never be all the way up. But I'm a lot further than I was. And I'm a lot happier. My life's a lot simpler. Right? Friendships are deeper. That's what it's all about. So, guys, hopefully these tips work. I don't want you to be stressed and anxious during the holidays. It's not the time to do that. Please take a breath, step back, check out the blog, read the blog. Hopefully these steps will help you. Even if you just do 1 or 2. I know everybody's busy, but you know that busy mindset too is an escape hatch. So let's start figuring this stuff out. Why are you so busy? You're doing stuff that you may not want to do. So find yourself in that. Look to your personality. You know, your personality is going to tell you what's the perfect thing for you to do in the holidays. Use that. It's a guide. It's foundational. Right? Okay, guys. Let's enjoy this entire holiday season. Make it a great one. Make it fun. Make it frivolous. We need this right now. Bring love into the world. Right? Light yourself up. You deserve it. All right? Love you all. Bye for now. Nina.